Aloha everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. I'm Paper Mario Guy, and in this episode we are going to be starting one of my favorite stories, one of my favorite characters to play as, and that is Piccolo. We're going to be starting his story, and it should be glorious if I do say so myself, and I do say so myself. Again, this is late recording. It is currently almost 4 in the morning, but I'm on spring break, so that doesn't matter, and going pretty good. So, unfortunately, I did something pretty dumb. I was just gonna practice a bit, and I went into the story thing, and it started out like this. I saved because I saw these two different dots and everything. The and I found the Dragon Radar. The only thing that you missed is that Raditz finds Piccolo sitting by himself on like a mountain, and there is a little bit of dialogue, but then Raditz senses a stronger power than Piccolo, and goes off to see that, and it really wasn't that significant of a scene or anything, so you're not missing much. But I mean, what power? Oh, I just found a, move. Anywho, the two dots, I wound up investigating it, and this seems to be exactly what I thought it was going to be, and it's just dialogue. It's not a separate fight. Piccolo shows up at Kami House, and at this point in the series, which is the very, very beginning, Piccolo and Goku are still enemies, and Piccolo's still pretty evil, although this whole thing kind of shows signs of Piccolo not being so evil as he teams up with Goku so he can help defeat Raditz. And then you just hop right into the Raditz fight. So, pretty cool. I also rearranged some of my attacks and everything because considering I've beaten Piccolo's story before and I do use him semi-often, I had his stats the way I normally play as him with all the upgrades and everything, and I've cut those down and I've rearranged things so that they're better suited for this battle. Although, here, let me just check to make sure. I did keep Sync with Nail on, for the same reason as I allowed myself to use Super Saiyan for Gohan right when I started his story. Just because, again, none of the transformations that happen in the series are nearly as epic or worth waiting for as Goku's original transformation to a Super Saiyan. Sync with Nail was pretty cool. I have to say that it was kinda awesome. But I mean, while it was emotional and pretty like big for the Namek Saga, I don't find it big enough. I don't have Fuse with Kami on because I need the spaces for a Sensu Beam. But I mean, I'll show that on later if I need it, and that's pretty big too. That actually, I'd say, is almost equal to the original Super Saiyan transformation. Because, I mean, if you're a fan of Piccolo, everything Piccolo standed for was kind of like hating Kami, and fusing with Kami was like a huge part. I know I was just like, no way when I first saw it in the series, so I'm going to wait off for that, because that is a pretty big moment in the series, I think. And I mean, if you're a Piccolo fan, which I know Piccolo is one of the most popular characters in DBZ, hopefully I can please some of the fans by waiting to show that. Although basically it's like Super Saiyan 2. It does open up a few moves for Piccolo. There are certain moves that you can't use as Piccolo if you don't have if you're not fused with Kami. So other Piccolo things. Piccolo is probably one of my favorite characters. He's in my top 3 favorite characters. And my top 3 favorite characters are as followed, and that's Trunks, kid or teen, really. I don't really have a preference, although I guess I would, if I had to choose, I would choose the adult Trunks, or the teen Trunks more like, and Vegeta and Piccolo. Those are definitely my 3 favorite characters, and for good reason. I mean, I know a lot of people like them, and I don't know, I just find all three of them pretty badass, and Piccolo for a couple of reasons. Mainly because I watched, not as a kid, because I'm pretty sure Dragon Ball was released in the US a little bit after I was born and everything. I mean, a little bit before I was born. But I mean, he was in the original Dragon Ball, which I even though it was released before I was born, I still watched it before Dragon Ball Z, and I just know how epic Piccolo was in that, and that just has a bit of a lasting impact. Like, especially those final battles, those were so incredible. My favorite moment of Dragon Ball is actually when Goku fights King Piccolo. So I mean, pretty big deal for me, Piccolo, and that just translated into DBZ. His whole training of Gohan was awesome. His battles with Frieza were awesome. He's just one of those characters that just make me I just want to see him win. I want to see him prevail. And like, even though Goku is supposed to be the person that you want to root for, I know I was always waiting for and hoping for a betrayal during the Raditz fight, and hopefully like Piccolo coming up on top. And of course, I mean, you know he does, but not in the same way. I was expecting, like I said, a betrayal or something like that. I mean, whenever Piccolo fought anybody, I always wanted to see him win and everything. And it was unfortunate to see later in the series, which is, again, another one of those reasons why I didn't like the Majin Buu saga as much as I think I could have, is because Piccolo was made pretty insignificant during that. Yeah, he trained Goten and Trunks to do the fusion and everything, and he had a bit of an impact against Buu. It just wasn't enough.
Piccolo, how about a quick
Anywho, this is a quick sparring match. This isn't a betrayal or anything. Goku, I don't know. Anyway, I'm gonna keep on talking about what I was talking about. The Majin Buu saga was just, I don't know, it's like if you were in a Saiyan, you were pretty much tossed aside almost entirely, and I mean, that was a little weak in my opinion. You build up these characters over Dragon Ball and the rest of the series, like Piccolo, Krillin, Yamcha, Tien, anybody really. Even Gohan was pretty weak for a bit, and they just kind of made them all weak. And when they did that to Piccolo, I was just so upset because, I mean, like I said, Piccolo is one of my favorite characters, and to see him just like belittled so easily after like what he had done in the series. I mean, he fought against Cell, and he held his own. I mean, granted, he was in his imperfect form, but I mean, he held his own. He fought against Frieza, again, not in his perfect form, and he held his own. He fought against the Saiyans, and he held his own. He fought against Goku, and he held his own. I mean, he was just such this big, badass character, and they belittled him so much in the Majin Buu saga, and it was such a disappointing thing to see. And I mean, yeah, there was really no way they could have made him any stronger, or justifiably made him any strong enough to attack Majin Buu, that is. But I mean, it was something that kind of pissed me off, and I mean, I could never really get over that fact. Just because Piccolo is, like I said, one of my favorite characters. And if you look, I mean, there's a lot of similarities between Piccolo and Vegeta as well. I kind of like how they're all serious, but they can have some comedic relief and everything. I mean, like, there's just so much about them. Like, their overall personality is kind of what I look for. Because they're both anti-heroes in a sense. Vegeta more than Piccolo. But I mean, they both, like, I mean, they both have that like, you're just waiting for something to happen. You're waiting for them to turn on their partners. And I don't know, just that weariness and that mystery effect that could possibly be along with the character was always something that I enjoyed. one of the reasons why Piccolo's awesome. And then, again, he has, like, that other side, which is kind of the gentler thing, where he gets all pissed. And I loved his performance in any of the movies. Not like it's an actor in real life or anything, but, I mean, his placement in the movies I thought was incredible. Especially the Cooler movie, that was, like, perfect for me. Like, I loved that. And then the way everything tied in. I mean, Piccolo's just overall a great character, and, I mean, I'm loving using him. So, I mean,
I know that wasn't your best, Goku. The Saiyans will be here soon. Push yourself hard.
So, this was I never really got that. Anywho, we got 2 fights done in this video, which is actually pretty impressive for what I thought. Granted, you didn't get to see that first opening scene, but that was pretty much just a waste of time anyway, and I recapped it pretty easily. In the next episode, part 39, we will continue on with Piccolo's story, and I hope you really enjoy Piccolo as a character and his story, because I know I sure as hell do. Until next time, I'm Paper Mario Guy of the KoopaNinjaBros. Thank you all for watching, and see you next time.